Hello, my name is Stephen Garner and welcome to NEXCUE. In this video, I'll be sharing with you my cue on finding the right lover, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, ultimately helping you find the person that you want to marry. And so I want to share with you my cues today on this subject because one of my mentors encouraged me to share my wisdom because I have a very successful marriage. I've been married for 17 years. I've been with my wife for 20 years. It's awesome. I'm not lying. I'm not exaggerating. And we're also celebrating our birthdays this week. I'm fermented juice. And so I want to share with you my wisdom because I want you to have the same success. Now listen, I have friends, associates, and many other people who I know that are failing in this process, okay? And I want to make that clear. It is a process. There are a few cues I want to give with you today. Okay, first, I'm going to eliminate the obvious. Number one, there is no perfect person. You don't want to be looking for the perfect person because you're not perfect. The two of you have imperfect expectations. As much as you think they are perfect, they're really imperfect because when you come together, there's going to be conflict. And when you have these expectations and you can't meet them, you're going to start looking at each other like, well, what's wrong with this person? Well, what's wrong with this person? Well, you need to eliminate the expectation of the individual being perfect because you're not perfect. What you should be looking for are the opportunities to help create the perfect love in your relationship. That's what you should be looking for. And so when you're looking for an individual, you're looking for someone who you can help, you can enhance their life. And you want to give perfect love toward that individual. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is that, listen, as much as we have good parents, we're not marrying mom and dad. Now, I know many brothers who would not accept a woman, who would not engage in a relationship with a woman because she was not his mother. He wanted to marry his mother. That's a mistake. Although I know it is true that you should embrace those good qualities that your mom or dad has. That's true. You want to do that, okay? However, you're not marrying them, right? You actually want someone who is better than they are, especially if you come out of a household like mine where you never even saw your father have a relationship with your mother, okay? So, and all you had was a relationship with your mother. Well, you don't even really truly understand what it means to love a woman because you didn't even have a good example of that. So even though your mom is a great mom, she did all the right things, she did all the great things, your mom is really not perfect, okay? And so your reference of love is not perfect, all right? I've seen brothers turn down women because categorically speaking, the woman did not mimic the behavior, the character, the attitude of his mother. I'm telling you the truth. And I mean, these women were the bomb.com. They were awesome. But he had this unrealistic expectation of her. The same for the women, okay? You need to eliminate that completely. What you should be doing is seeking to build upon those principles that you have learned, those qualities, those characteristics from your mom or dad, and see how you can enhance the relationship that you potentially are going to have in the future. What you're seeking to do is create something that does not exist, not duplicate something that already exists, okay? Because your relationship is brand new. Now, the next point I want to bring out is that you need to understand that love is a process. Now listen, I did not just find my wife overnight, okay? I had a criteria. And that criteria wasn't based on my own wisdom. As I shared with you, I came out of a household where my dad was not there. And so the only example I had of love was my mom, and she did an awesome job. And I love you, Mom. But I did not have the correct picture of what love was. So I had to find people who could help me, resources that were going to assist me in my journey. And I want to give you a blueprint here, okay? First of all, you should go to a counselor one-on-one about you. Okay, and understand who you are, what it is that you need, what it is that is going to help you to be successful in any relationship. I did this. I'm telling you what I did. This is my cue on what it takes to find the right person. So you understand who you are, because if you understand who you are, when you're seeking the right lover, the right spouse or mate, you know how to give what it is that they need because you understand what your capabilities are, what your limitations are. All right. Now, the reason I went to a counselor because I didn't have a dad in my life, right? So I didn't really completely understand what it meant to be a man and how to love a woman. That was number one. The second thing is that when you do encounter the person that you think is the one, you found them, now you need to understand who they are, okay? Now, I recommend both of you going to a counselor at that point in time. Now, of course, if you're not courting, if you're not engaged, there's a way that you can do this without going to a counselor. You need to learn who he is or she is in the context of these three settings. Number one, the family life. You need to see how he interacts with his mother, with his dad, with his siblings, if he has any, okay? This is very important because how he treats his mother is somewhat of an indicator on how he's going to treat you. Not that deep. Why? Because this was his first encounter with a woman, especially his sister, okay? Focus on learning how to study his behavior in these relationships. Focus on that because he's not going to deviate from who he is. The same for her, okay? The next thing you need to do is see how he interacts with his friends. This is very important because his friends really, what it's telling you is that this is how you're going to interact when you are in a recreational social setting. All right. This is giving you data. And see, when you extrapolate and you think long term, you say, well, if he's very competitive, is aggressive, or he's antisocial, this is how he's going to be when we are together. The third thing is that you want to see him or her on a good or bad day. You want to see that, especially on the bad day, okay? Because we all have limitations, right? And we know what we can and can't take. On the bad day will reveal to you not just how bad the person is, but the opportunities you have as their lover to really help them to cope with the challenges of that day. And you have to ask yourself, are you willing to give in order to help at the level that he or she needs you to give? All right, this is very important. And then you need to let time go by. This is so critical, man. Time is underestimated. First of all, it's not a commodity, so we can't waste it. So time is revealing the consistency or the inconsistency of the behavior that you are seeing from when you meet them in that first impression. You know how it is in person. They want to impress you. They want to show you, and they do it consistently for a short period of time. But really what you need to see is how they act over a longer period of time in order to determine who that person really is. And the beautiful thing about time is that when conflict occurs, you can see how quickly they recover or how, difficult it is for them to recover even if they do. For example, I know people who have a hard time with forgiving others. And, some people say, well, time heals wounds. Well, I know people who still haven't forgiven me today. And it's been years, okay? Time has never been a physician, okay? Time is just an opportunity for you to change. And this is leading me to my next and final point. And I really mean this, okay? I'm trying to help someone out there who's like me, who wants to be successful in their relationship, okay? Listen very closely here. Brothers enter into a relationship, seeing the woman of his dreams, the woman he wants to be with. She's awesome, she's beautiful, she's all those things. And in his mind, he's thinking, I hope she never changes. That's what he's thinking. I want her to say the same. I don't want her to change. The woman, she enters into the relationship, she's thinking, man, I can change him. I can help him to be this, because she sees his deficits or she sees opportunities. Let me say that. I want to give ladies credit. My woman has pushed me to do a lot of great things. And then they get into the relationship, and guess what happened? The change in her occurs that he did not want to see, and he does not change in the way that she wanted him to change. Change is about helping the person be all that they are supposed to be, not what we want them to be. That's what's so hard about us accepting people for who they are, is that what we really want to do is not accept them, is that we want to change them into something that will satisfy us. But when you're in a relationship, really, love is about giving all that you have to see that person blossom into this awesome being that you could have never imagined them being this person. But because of your love and support of them, you help them to achieve that objective. And then it's going to be reciprocated. That's what I'm trying to say to you in this process. Listen, I'm sincere. I hope that you find the person that you're looking for. I hope you really do find that person. And if there's anything I can do to help you, send your comments. Let me know. Let's collaborate. I can share with you my books, my resources, websites, counselors, whatever it is that I have in my Rolodex of resources. I'll give it to you because I want you to experience what I'm experiencing. Listen, take your cues from me, and I hope you find a great lover.